so disappointed that you all have not talked to us. I'm really, really, really upset about that.
The future of hundreds of jobs at JCPS on hold for a few more days. Board members say they have not had enough time to take in the plan to save money. Thanks so much for joining us here at noon on your Wednesday. I'm Brooke Hash. The JCPS board's now looking toward a rare Friday night meeting to give them more time to go over the details of who will stay and who goes. The proposed cuts focus on the JCPS central office. That's the largest cut, of which from that area comes with operations. That's 30 positions being eliminated. 18 of those are bus monitors. 26 positions are being cut from the Opportunity and Access Department, which helps kids facing homelessness. The biggest addition, though, comes to JCPS Police. 55 risk assessment jobs are being added. Our Alex Dieter and photojournalist Levi Hammer were at last night's meeting.
I have been the bookkeeper at Greenwood Elementary School for 11 years. I am a valued part of our school community.
JCPS parents and teachers speaking out against the district's proposed cuts to the central office that board members were expected to vote on Tuesday night.
This is a difficult moment. I've lost lots of sleep, lots of angst.
Every JCPS board member voted to postpone their vote on the hundreds of proposed job cuts.
What is our drop-dead deadline for getting this resolved?
Our drop-dead deadline is now.
The decision came 24 hours after board members first received 11 multi-page district organization charts. The charts outlined more than 200 job cuts.
I don't know that I've had adequate time to look at all of this and wrap my head around it, because it is so many moving pieces and parts.
But I do support your vision, and I do believe in the reorganization. I just need time to digest it.
The charts propose cutting or demoting 213 central office positions and 74 vacant jobs, while adding 178 positions.
I inherited the responsibility to address these challenges, because I will be held accountable for these.
Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood and the board need to cut $132 million from the district's budget. CFO Eddie Munns says these changes would cut $43 million from that budget.
The numbers that we said we were going to hit, we have hit.
So if we pass this reorg tonight, tomorrow we can begin to put the pieces back into place and be sure that in October of 2026, we can meet our obligations.
Absolutely.
Now, that vote is moved 3 days down the line to Friday.
Time is of the essence, and I know that we're at that juncture of overcoming that $132 million budget deficit.
Alex Dieter, WHAS11 on your side.
The board has already made some decisions on this budget. Last month, board members voted to close King Elementary and Zachary Taylor Elementary at the end of the school year. Liberty High School will also relocate to the Gaines Early Childhood Center campus. The district previously said the closures would save about $4 million. New beginnings for one local high school today. JCPS just broke ground on the brand new Seneca High School building.
3, 2, 1, Red Hawks!
That new $100 million school marks the first all-new JCPS high school built in more than 50 years. It's located on the current school site. The project features a 21st century design, integrated career and technical education facility, a new stadium, and a focus on the Academies of Louisville model. Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood was there, saying he feels that investment reflects the district's commitment to improving the money they spend in student education.
The next generation of Red Hawks will have a school that reflects who they are and who they will become. Because here at Seneca, we don't just prepare students for their future, we prepare them to lead it.
The new Seneca High School will focus on agri-science, which focuses on food production, leadership, innovation, and health sciences. The new school is expected to be ready for the 2028-29 school year. Looking like a really nice day outside. We know it's not 60s like we had yesterday. That was just a taste, Matthew, of spring.
Yeah, it really was just a taste. I guess we can call it fall. Spring is what we usually call it. But yeah, Still back to kind of normal for today. Temperatures are still into the mid 40s, so definitely was a bit of an appetizer we saw yesterday, but temperatures are back into the lower 40s and upper 30s, 39 degrees in Seymour, 37 in Scottsburg, out into Louisville, 42 degrees. Current temperatures across the state, into Paducah, we're at 45 degrees. Bowling Green is at 48 degrees, Louisville at 42, and up into Covington, 37 degrees. Overall, though, as give you a look across the area, still seeing a nice sunshine out there as well. Just a few clouds rolling into western Kentucky, but outside of that, looking pretty good for today. We'll stick into the mid 40s as we go towards this afternoon, back into the evening hours, plenty of sunshine. And then towards tonight, we'll dip down near freezing as temperatures will be once again into the 20s and likely into the upper 30s or lower 30s out there for us as we go towards tonight. But tomorrow, kind of going to be a rinse and repeat day as we'll see temperatures once again into the mid to upper 40s. So weather headlines today into the Thursday will be a little bit cooler, and we are continuing to track, sadly, a lot of those Valentine's Day rain showers on the way for your weekend. But next week, we are tracking another warm up on the way for us. So don't hold tight. I promise you, we got more warmer weather on the way for us that could involve some of those temperatures being into the 60s for next week. But I'll be timing out your weekend forecast and what you can expect for Valentine's Day coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to you, Brooke.
All right, thank you, Matthew. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell is now out of the hospital after a days-long stay. He'd checked himself in on February 3rd for flu-like symptoms. A spokesperson for the senator told ABC News that he is grateful for the outstanding care he received. The Kentuckian has dealt with a series of medical episodes over the recent years. He is the longest-serving Senate party leader and has said he is not running for re-election. Well, new today, the Kentucky Senate is hearing a bill that could change the way healthcare workers provide care in the Commonwealth. Now, Senate Bill 72, which was introduced in the committee in January, would allow healthcare workers to deny treatment if they feel it goes against their beliefs outside of emergencies. It also gives workers protections against discrimination claims who refuse to perform certain procedures. WHAS11 will be continuing to follow this bill as it moves through the Kentucky Senate. More on this coming up tonight at 4 o'clock. Another bill being talked about in the Kentucky Senate, marijuana law reform. State Senator Gary Clemens introduced Senate Bill 168, which would allow people over 21 to have up to an ounce of marijuana and grow up to 5 plants for personal use. If passed, the General Assembly would still regulate and oversee marijuana production in the state. Clemens also introduced Senate Bill 164, which would eliminate criminal penalties for low-level possession. The trial of Isaiah Page, one of the men charged in that deadly Harvest Homecoming shooting, continues today. That shooting killed 18-year-old Bryce Gerlach and hurt 2 bystanders back in 2024. Page is charged with murder, attempted murder, and criminal recklessness. In court yesterday, witnesses described that scene as chaotic. Now, no cameras are allowed in court, but our Conroy Deluche did hear from 2 victims who survived being shot. They told the jury they did not see who fired the gun and exactly where the bullets came from. In the next couple of days, the state will call up some of those co-defendants who were initially charged in that shooting but agreed to plea deals. The man accused of shooting a woman to death outside of a business in PRP will stay in jail on $1 million bond. Investigators said surveillance video led them to 59-year-old Lonnie Robertson, a convicted felon now charged with murder. It happened on February 6th at an industrial park off Winstead Drive and Cane Run Road. He's due back in court on February 19th. Today, a 5th person is in custody in connection to what police are calling a deadly revenge plot. A 17-year-old is the latest arrest. Police responded to Ford Haven Road back on December 20th, where they found Milton Ritchie Jr. shot dead outside of a car in a ditch. 2 other teens, the stepmother of one of the suspects, and 20-year-old Deontez Hodges were all charged in that shooting. In Hodges' arrest documents, investigators said the group lured Ritchie to the scene where he was shot.